DSP New Hire Orientation, Faith Medical Services. Before we get started, the information that will be shared in this video is very important for us to succeed as a team. We ask that you put away your cell phones or any items that may cause a distraction. Thank you. Welcome to Faith Medical Services. This orientation was developed to provide you detailed information about our company as well as to understand our policies and procedures. If you have questions or concerns about the policies, please discuss it with your care coordinator after this video. The policies stated in this handbook are subject to change at any time at the sole discretion of Faith Medical Services. From time to time, you may receive updated information regarding any changes in policies. Thank you. Faith Medical Services is a private home care agency providing excellent services, skilled and non-skilled nursing, in Georgia with over 10 years of experience. We are Georgia state licensed, insured, and an active member of Georgia Association of Community Care Provider, GACCP, faithfully serving over 50 counties in Georgia. We are committed to providing quality, timely, value-driven health care to all we serve. We are a drug-free workplace. Our office is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Our after-hours answering service is available for emergency contact at 770-907-7226, 24 hours a day. Our vision is to be a preferred provider in home healthcare industry. Our mission? We achieve our goals by providing our clients with quality, timely, and value-driven series with high integrity that respects individual needs and uniqueness. Our core values: diversified and specialized services, on-site visitation. We provide ongoing staff training, prompt response with excellent customer service, 24-hour on-call emergency contact, experienced and professional team. Job description: direct support staff support individuals with disabilities in community-based residential homes and family support services. Direct support staff assist individuals with daily living skills development, health and wellness management, medication administration, behavioral and communication development, and personal cares. Quality support services will be delivered with dignity and respect for each individual's unique needs. Direct support staff advocate for individuals to be fully integrated into community life. Essential job functions: 1. Implement each person's individual daily program plan, person-centered notes ISP goal tracking. 2. Follows abuse prevention plan as written for each person. 3. Follows health plans as written for each person. 4. Completes work duties as assigned. High performance objectives: communication, accountability, proactive, team player. Non-compliance policy: ethical practices. No employee may take a client from our company or work a client after termination from us for 1 year and within a 20-mile radius, nor compete with, solicit service, or utilize clients, and shall not own, manage, operate, or control directly or indirectly any business similar to that of the owner. Violators will be penalized. Code of Ethics, Customer Service. Customer service. Customer service is serving your customers' needs and expectations from your business. Customer service is simply expressing common courtesy and caring attitude toward your customers. Customer service requires a great team commitment to meet and exceed your customers' expectations. Customer service is making the person feel valued and always remember the company mission statement. Code of Ethics, Customer Service. Not acceptable: use the client's car for personal reasons. Consume the client's food or beverage. Use the client's telephone for personal calls. Discuss political, religious beliefs, or personal problems with the client. Accept gifts or financial gratuities, tips, from the client or client's representative. Sell food, gifts, or other items to or for the client. Purchase items for the client unless directed in the client care plan. Bring other visitors to client's home: children, friends, relatives, etc. Smoke in the client's home with or without permission. Report to duty under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Sleep in the client's home unless ordered in the service plan. Remain in the client's home after services have been rendered. Falsify client's records or timesheets. Not report any unusual changes or events with client during work hours. Our policies and procedures. Dress code. We expect all employees to present a neat and clean professional appearance always. Your name badge is a part of your uniform and must be worn at all times. Jewelry is to be kept to a minimum, no large hoops. Your appearance is the first impression of you. Proper shoes must be worn, no open-toe shoes. Fingernails should be active length. Hair should be natural color. Job abandonment policy. To all Faith Medical Services employees, we greatly appreciate you and thank you for your dedication and commitment to our clients. An employee who is unable to report to work at the designated times is required to notify the care coordinator at 770-907-7226. After hours, call the same number and ask for the on-call coordinator. Zero tolerance for no call, no show. You must be in an extreme medical condition which would not allow you to call in to work. If this is not adhered to, you will be recommended for termination. For all non-emergency call-outs, we ask that you call 2 weeks in advance so that we can have coverage for the client. Remember, our client is dependent on us. We can't care for them if we are not there. Job abandonment policy. You must notify the agency at least 4 hours prior to the beginning of your scheduled shift in the event you are unable to work for emergency situations only. The office will notify you 2 hours prior to the beginning of your scheduled shift in the event that the client no longer is in need of our services. Remember that no shift is guaranteed by the client or agency. Please contact the office immediately if you arrive for a scheduled shift and find that you have been canceled. Not notifying Faith Medical Services of an absence will be considered as having voluntarily resigned as a result of job abandonment. Job attendance policy. Only one call-out will be allowed per month with documentation. If you call out due to an unplanned appointment, you must bring in documentation of your absence, but must notify us in a timely manner. Employees who fail to report to work upon accepting an assignment will be penalized and recommended for poor work ethics. If policies are not adhered to, disciplinary actions will be taken up to termination of the employee. Employees with excessive call-outs will be removed from the client's home or assignment. If you quit an assignment without proper notification, 2 weeks' notice, or call out more than once a month, your pay will be decreased to the current minimum wage. You need to know about our attendance tracker here at Faith Medical Services. We use an occurrence system and listen on to know how it works. Occurrences. Each time an employee has an unscheduled absence or fails to report to work, it will result in 1 occurrence. 5 occurrences are considered excessive. Once an employee has reached 5 occurrences, the employee will be called in for a meeting to discuss the occurrences and how we as an employer can help. During this review, if you have any documentation about previous absences, you can bring it in, and at management discretion, occurrences may be removed. An absence that spans over multiple days for the same reason will be counted as 1 occurrence. Lateness. 2 late clock-ins will result in 1 occurrence. Excuses with no occurrence. Jury duty with documentation. Childbirth, car accident, military duty, bereavement with obituary, explanations at the supervisor's discretion. Note, over 5 occurrences is ground for removal from your assignment. In a rolling 6-month period, the oldest occurrence will roll off. Long-Term Abuse Act. Abuse means any intentional or grossly negligent act or series of acts or intentional or grossly negligent omission to act which causes injury to a participant, including but not limited to assault or battery, failure to a participant, including but not limited to assault or battery, failure to provide treatment or care, or sexual harassment of the participant. Exploitation means an unjust or improper use of another person or the person's property through undue influence, coercion, harassment, duress, deception, false representation, false pretense, or other similar means for one's own profit or advantage. Participant means any person receiving services from the agency. Please refer to handout for further information. Critical Incident Reporting. Critical Incident. Any event that involves an immediate threat to the care, health, or safety of any individual in community residential services, in community crisis home services while on site, or in the care of a provider, in the company of a provider, staff, employee, contractor, or enrolled in participant-directed services. Critical incidents that must be reported to DBHDD are listed in Attachment A. Critical Incident Database. DBHDD web-based system for entering data about critical incidents, known as Reporting of Critical Incidents, ROCI. Critical Incident Report, a report made of a critical incident that provides information regarding the incident, including a thorough description of the incident. Individual. For the purposes of this policy, the term individual is used to refer to any person in receipt of mental health, addictive diseases, and/or developmental disabilities services that are financially supported in whole or in part by funds authorized by DBHDD. Individual is the term currently used in place of consumer. Infection control procedures. Use universal precautions at all times while working in the client's home. These precautions are no different than what you have already learned while working in a hospital or nursing home setting. Always wash your hands before preparing food or after loading the washer. Remember to wear gloves and wash your hands afterwards when cleaning, assisting a client with personal care, changing linens, or diaper. Gloves should be worn. We supply you gloves, and the area decontaminated according to institutional policy. If not specified, a freshly made solution of 1 part chlorine bleach to 9 parts water can be used. In cases of all serious emergencies, falls, unconsciousness, and everything that looks like it, ensure client is safe. Call 911 immediately for all life-threatening issues. Report incident to the office immediately. Make an incident report and send it to the office ASAP. Whenever you have any situation, client refused the bath, bruises or sores, changes in client conditions, with your client, these are the procedures to follow. Ensure client is safe. Call family member. Look on your care plan for the client's representative contacts. Call and notify the office immediately. Make reports on your progress notes or incident report forms and send to the office as soon as possible. You must also report the following to the office immediately: client hospitalized, client out of home, all client complaints about their health status, client refused services. P.S. If the incident happened when you are not on assignment but was still brought to your attention, it must still be reported. Client's right and responsibilities. Right of access to accurate and easy-to-understand information. Right to be treated with respect and to maintain one's dignity and individuality. Right to voice grievances and complaints regarding treatment or care that is furnished or not furnished without fear of retaliation, discrimination, coercion, or reprisal. Right to a choice of approved service providers. Right to accept or refuse services. Right to be informed of the complaint procedures and the right to submit complaints without fear of discrimination or retaliation and to have them investigated by provider within a reasonable period of time. Right of confidentiality of all information and client records. Right to be informed of and participate in preparing care plan and any changes in the plan. Right to be advised that the client and responsible party, if applicable, must advise the provider of any changes in the client's condition or any events that affect the client's service needs. Right to be informed of the name, business telephone numbers, and business address of the person overseeing the services and how to contact that person. Right to be advised in advance of providers who will furnish care and the frequency and duration of visits ordered. Right to have property and residence treated with respect. Right to be fully and promptly informed of any cost share liability and the consequences if any cost share is not paid. Right to review members' records on request. Right to receive adequate and appropriate services without discrimination. Right to be free from mental, verbal, sexual, and physical abuse, neglect, exploitation, isolation, corporal or unusual punishment, including interference with daily functions of living. Procedure for filing grievance. An individual is free to file a grievance at any given time. When an individual, legal guardian, or family member files a grievance with Faith Medical Services, the following steps below are implemented. An individual may bypass FMS procedures at any time during the grievance process and contact the Office of External Affairs at 404-657-5964. The director will meet with the individual, legal guardian, or family member and anyone involved within 24 hours to discuss the issue. The director will work with the individual, legal guardian, or family member to reach a mutually beneficial solution that is satisfactory to the individual. The director shall report back within 5 business days. Further steps to filing a grievance. If an individual is not satisfied with the outcome of the grievance or complaint, the individual or responsible party may contact the Department of Behavior and Developmental Disabilities Office of External Affairs. Office of External Affairs, phone 404-657-5964, fax 770-408-5493, email dbhdconstituentservices@dhr.state.ga.us. HIPAA policy. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996 was enacted by the United States Congress and signed by President Bill Clinton in 1996. Faith Medical Services recognizes that employees may have an emergency call which they need to receive or place. In all cases, personal calls should be minimal, whether the calls are placed or received. Therefore, abuse is subject to disciplinary action following normal company procedures. Do not discuss the client and their affairs with anyone. HIPAA law. Do not discuss your personal issues as well as the company's issues and affairs in the client's home. Be professional always. Documentation. Person-centered documentation goals. Training provided on the goal, object, task. Supports prompts coaching given by staff. How the person responded, what parts of task were achieved, progress made or not made and the measure used to determine this, justify whether progress was made or not, anything you might do differently next time, and any next steps. Do's and don'ts. Do's, coaching provided, person's response, learned new. Don'ts, only staff actions, not matching objective, no progress or lack of progress. Which note is person-centered? Objective, Charlie will develop a shopping list when he goes grocery shopping. Charlie wrote down the shopping list and asked staff to assist him on the list. Charlie did a good job on his goal. Versus, in making his shopping list, Charlie remembered all of the desserts he wanted, but needed to be reminded about his favorite things he likes to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He showed progress because he remembered to include toilet paper and paper towels, which he always forgets. Next time I will prompt Charlie to start with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Which note is person-centered? Objective, Sam will take part in an athletic activity of his choice for 15 minutes. Exercises such as stationary bicycle, walking on the track, or walking on the treadmill. Sam completed his goal with verbal prompting. Versus, today Sam chose to walk on the track and did so for 12 minutes. Staff reminded him that he was only 1 minute away from his best performance and Sam walked 1 more minute. When staff cheered for his new record, he high-fived the staff and left the track laughing. Health tracking. What is tracking? Tracking is monitoring the care and services of the individual served. HRST tracking, ISP goal tracking, community integration log, behavior tracking if applicable, PICA, aggression, property destruction, food seeking, self-injury, SOB, elopement, unsafe behaviors, etc. MAR tracking, if applicable, seizure tracking, if applicable, HBP tracking, if applicable, constipation tracking, if applicable, skin integrity, if applicable, fall tracking, if applicable. Health tracking, tracking specific to the individual and your coordinator will train you accordingly. An example of tracking, seizure tracking. Each day you work, you will track on the log if he or she had one or not by writing S for seizure and NS for no seizure. In the event he or she has one, you will provide a brief detail of the event and the result on a form attached to the seizure tracking log. Tips to improve your progress notes. Ensure statements of progress or lack of progress are backed up with how you know that. Do your notes beg any questions? Are there gaps in information? Write the notes with the person. Sit after the session and ask the person what progress was made or what changes are needed to provide better supports. Make sure the data is accurate and reflects the measure. Critique each other's work across home and sites to learn from each other and to build on each other's strengths. Trade notes with a coworker. Use peer mentors who write great notes. Evaluate your organization's format being used to document on goal and objectives to ensure there is a means to document person-centered details. Use prompts and questions in the documentation template to help remind staff of what should be documented. Key areas to remember: coaching, response, progress. Payroll and credentials, pay period, and pay day. Time will be submitted through our mobile clock-in system daily. We pay bi-weekly on Fridays. Please refer to the payroll sheet in your orientation packet. We only do direct deposit, no paper checks. We have a no checks pickup policy. This rule has minimized errors in employees' pay. To receive a direct deposit, fill the required form and attach a voided check or bank letter. We offer pay cards at no cost to you if needed, no exceptions. Direct deposits take at least 2 or more pay cycles before it becomes active, depending on your bank. The pay period begins Sunday and it ends Saturday. The first 90 days of employment will be a probationary period. Important note on credentials, update, and in-service trainings. All certifications must and will be updated in a timely manner, no exceptions. CPR and first aid trainings, TB tests renewable every year and every 10 years for chest x-rays. Letters will be sent out at the beginning of the month, as well as phone calls being made to ensure the certifications are updated in a timely manner or be removed from your assignment. In-service training log. Your coordinator will discuss with you on taking necessary training on Relias within 90 days of employment. See your folder with the training log. Cogent. DBHDD strives to protect the health and safety of all individuals served and safeguard state property. DBHDD policy requires that reasonable efforts be made to provide safe and secure environments for individuals, staff, and any other work-related contacts. Based on this objective, any person who is under contract to provide services for DBHDD must undergo a fingerprint-based criminal history record check. Additionally, all employees of contractors and anyone contracting to perform direct care, treatment, custodial responsibilities, or any combination thereof must also undergo a fingerprint-based criminal history record check. DBHDD recognizes EEOC guidance that exclusionary employment policies should be job-related and consistent with business necessity to avoid potential disparate impact on race and national origin. For these reasons, DBHDD conducts criminal background checks targeted to consider the following factors: the nature and gravity of the offense, the amount of time elapsed since the date of offense, and the nature of the position being sought in relation to the offense. CPI Crisis Intervention. Crisis intervention teaches us how to stay calm, manage your own response, set limits, handle challenging questions, prevent a physical confrontation. Career and growth. You can grow with us. Let us know if you are in school to become an LPN or RN or even medical assistant. Reach out to our retention specialist at 770-907-7226, option 0, for job opportunities with Faith Medical Services. Our referral program. We offer $75 referral fee for any client you refer to us. We offer $25 to $35 for each employee referral. The service must be initiated to qualify. Thank you. This concludes this portion of orientation. At this time, you may ask your orientation instructor any questions you may have. Thank you for your interest in Faith Medical Services.